Hello and welcome. This is VRML Channel 1. This is Boopers versus Combat Boys, and we are underway with this match. They were supposed to wait for the ready up call, but they decided to ready up. So I'm SputnikKobra, and I'm joined by SuperDope and Wazdaaa on sideline analysis. How are you doing, SuperDope? And SuperDope, you with me? In my audio. Hello,
to clear
SuperDope.
It.
All right, now you can be heard. My bad. There must have been some technical issue there.
Oh, hey, what's up, guys? Can you hear me okay? Are we good?
We are
Loud
now
and clear?
good.
Okay, what's good? It's good to be here, everyone. Really hyped to be casting this match. Combat Boys are dear friends of mine. Being a combat player myself, I know them well. Excited to see how they do here in this match against Boopers. We got Boopers with the disc now, sending it down to New Pro. New Pro's got a lot of time here to deal with the defense. He sends it up in toward the bubble, who goes for a shot, saved by Dual Game. A nice save there as he clears it out. It's gonna get picked up again. Oh, a nice interception there by Whirl, who furthers it along, manages to get the clear.
And that shot coming through, that one's gonna be a little off target. It will be picked up by Ghost of Boopers in the Boopers bubble. Boopers will try and clear, will bounce off the Geo and back towards their bubble.
Yeah, picked up by Heavy now. Heavy's going to send the disc down, going for a bounce pass there. A weird bounce into the Geo. Picked up by World, but is stolen right away and cleared out by Boopers. Boopers now chasing the disc. A stack coming in from Combat Boys. Combat Boys are going to get to it first, and they managed to clear it out.
And will be picked up by Ghost at that tube. And getting a little bit of a juke and sending it forward to that cross. Seagull is going to finish it off. So the assist by New Pro. That's the first 2 points of the game.
First 2 points took a while. We saw a lot of back and forth, though. A couple of missed shots, but some good defense on both sides as well.
Absolutely. So with that, Joust advantage will be going to Combat Boys. They're down by 2-1 possession. And they will send it forward to the tube. Heavy looking for opportunities. And he's going to take his time.
Whirl with the disc now. Getting punched out, but sends the disc into the bubble before he got punched out there. Coda picking up the disc, making his way towards the goal and puts it in past the goalie for 2. It says Big Rome had the goal on that one. It must have been a save, but on the backhand there, just put it right in the goal there.
He could have made contact with his head. He was pretty deep set into the goal, so he might have got a touch on it.
Yep, Joust out now in the hands of Big Rome. Big Rome's going to send it over to Ghost. Ghost sends it all the way across now, almost hitting the pass there, but a bounce into the bubble, going to get picked up by Dual Game. Dual Game defense on, manages to send it down into no man's land. It bounces out to the offensive side there.
So
Picked up by New Pro. New Pro's gonna have a lot of time here to make a move. Defense kind of watching him. He sends it further on. Oh, almost a great pass though. Intercepted by Whirl and cleared out.
So we'll be picked up by Big Rome. Big Rome trying to find that clear. It's not going to be on target. We'll bounce in the hands of Seagull. Seagull sending it across to New Pro. New Pro's going to try and find an angle. Not able to find it though. Will bounce in the hands of Heavy. Heavy trying to look for an angle himself. He's going to send it into the Geo. And it's bounced towards the trench for the stack to try and retrieve it.
Yeah, Heavy's going to make his way to the disc first. He's going to get a nice slap pass on it to Dual Game. Dual Game with Defender on, sends it down to Coda, sends it back to Whirl. Whirl's going to reset things here on offense. Again, with a lot of time to make things happen here. Players getting open. Looks like he found Coda on top. Coda goes for another shot and right off the crossbar. Bounced out of the bubble. Another shot though, but intercepted on the clear. And interceptions all around. Some great defensive plays by Boopers. They managed to get the disc out.
Picking it up will be Whirl, sending it back towards that bubble. And picking it up will be Boopers now. So a lot of transfers in possession. Sending it back and forth. A steal coming through Heavy. Losing possession. Sending it to New Pro. Will be picked up by Seagull now. And he will go for a clear of his own.
Picked up by Heavy now. Heavy looking for a pass. Ducks the defender there. Holding onto the disc. Just taking his sweet time. Sends it into the disc. Into the bubble there with no offense. But Dual Game manages to get to the disc. Some juking around on the wall gets punched out by Boopers, and the disc gets cleared out into no man's land.
So Coda now with possession and taking his time at double diamonds, trying to find this opportunity. And Dual Game sending it forward to the floor and looking for that angle off the backboard. It's not going to be good. It's going to be bouncing out. And Coda Sleuth to try and find possession, but getting stunned out. And New Pro now with it.
Yep, New Pro is going to manage to send it all the way down now. Both teams making their way over to the disc. It's a race, and the winner will be New Pro. New Pro making a shot, but Dual Game, they're in time. A great save, manages to clear it out as well. Disc bouncing around now in no man's land. New Pro is going to get to it first. As I say that, Heavy making his way to the disc and sending it all the way down.
And picked up at the stealing by Seagull. Seagull sending it forward. Gonna bounce down towards the floor, crossing that goal. Not gonna be on target. Looking to pick it up will be Whirl. So Whirl now with possession at the ceiling, sending it forward. And just another clear coming out from these teams.
Yep, a lot of back and forth here. It's still 2-2 here in this match. Only 3 minutes left in the round. Dual Game is going to send another clear. It's going to bounce off the back wall. Picked up by Seagull, and another clear sent back the other way.
Yeah, maybe these teams should slow it down, try and find their passing, try and get their offense going. It is tied up though, less than 3 minutes on the clock. Bouncing down towards the bubble. Looking to retrieve it will be Combat Boys, but it's going to actually not be in the hands of Boopers. That slap will come through at the last second. Whirl to pick it up. Whirl going for another clear, bouncing off the tube and towards the bubble of Boopers. Now it's up to Combat Boys to find that possession in this bubble, making the drive, but getting shut down by both of those players will be Dual Game.
Yeah, a good defensive effort there again by Boopers, putting 2 people on the lane there, shutting down any attempt. But Whirl, with a nice pass from Dual Game into the bubble, will manage to find a hole in the goal for 2 points.
And that's exactly what they needed. They needed to get those passes together, and they found them. So with that being said, that's now a 2-point advantage to Combat Boys.
Yep. We got Boopers with the joust advantage now in the hands of Big Rose. Sends it over to Ghost on the left there, who's going to send it across. Now to New Pro. New Pro, again with a bunch of time here on offense to set things up. Decides to take it himself. Going to chill there at the Geo. Defender on. Oh, bounces off the defender's head. Heavy is going to knock it down towards his teammate. Great defensive play there by the Combat Boys. Sent out by Dual Game.
And it will bounce off that Geo and be cleared, at least a clear attempt coming through. Picked up at the ceiling by New Pro. So Booper sending that forward pass to Ghost. Ghost looking for that long shot. It's going to be off target, but looking to retrieve it at ceiling. He will get it, and he's going to go for another follow-up shot, but Whirl is ready and waiting as he easily find that save.
Yep, Whirl manages to clear it out. It's going to be in the hands of Seagull. in the defensive zone. Defense is on, manages to get a stun there, but no possession. Disc now bouncing around in no man's land, picked up by Coda Sleuth. Coda is going to send it across, misses the pass to Whirl and another teammate there. It's going to bounce all the way into the hands of Seagull, and Seagull tries to clear it out, I say, and bounces off the Geo, and it looks like it's going to be another offensive attempt here by Combat Boys. A steal there from Duel Game to continue this offensive push here, although no real shots on goal yet, just a lot of activity here outside the bubble.
And that stun will come through, and New Pro sending another clear, and they will look to get in the bubble, overshooting it though. They will find that stealing, so New Pro now with looking for an angle, and he will find that shot, so tying it up in the first round will be Boopers.
Yeah, and right before the end too. So this round is close, 4-4. We'll see if Combat Boys manage to get a goal here. They do have a joust advantage. We'll see if they have any strats they're going to pull out here. Again, not a lot of time left in this round. See if they're able to make it happen.
Sending it forward to Whirl. Whirl needs to get rid of it, but it's going to be overtime. Taking a little too much time. So we will be in overtime in this first round.
Yep. Yeah, they didn't really... I guess they decided not to go for any play, tried to keep it safe here. Oh, as I say this, my controller goes down, so I'm not going to have a visual for a second. Oh, we're back. Okay, right in time. And we have overtime.
So with this neutral joust underway in this first round, overtime will be won by Combat Boys. Whirl now with possession, looking forward, taking his time, holding from Pebble, going to the floor, trying to find some type of pass in this bubble. Just going to end up making the drive himself, and he's going to easily sink it. No pressure from this defense. That will be the first round to Combat Boys, 6-4.
Yeah, Whirl just cruising into that bubble there, just lays it up right past the goalie. So that's going to be Combat Boys taking this one, 6-4.
And with that being said, we're going to kick the Wazdaaa for the sideline analysis.
Hey guys, that was a pretty good first game. There wasn't much of a lead from either team in this game. As we saw, it was pretty close in the first half, but it slowed down towards the end. In the middle 4 minutes of the game, both teams they were stuck at a 2-2 score, and they were trying as much as they could to break that. We saw both teams opting to just lob the disc up the field and try and get a chain boost goal, but it wasn't working for many teams. Later in the game, we saw the Combat Boys slow it down a little bit, and that got them in the lead. And after that, Boopers tied it up for OT. And, well, the goal we just saw right there, that was pretty good from the Combat Boys. They realized, hey, we need to slow it down a little bit, work on our passing, and that's exactly what they did. They were able to bring it up to the bubble, just taking their time, and they found the shot they needed. They're able to close out round number 1, and they're heading on to round number 2. It's still a pretty close game, though, and it's anybody's match. 2 rounds potentially to go. And back to you guys.
Yeah, shout out to Wazdaaa. Great analysis there. This game has we've seen a lot of dump and chase from both teams, but when the strategy came into play and the passes came in, we saw Combat Boys really pulling ahead there in that first round. We'll see how things go here in the second round as the joust goes into the offensive zone of the Boopers. Boopers, though, looking for a way to get it out.
So with that clear, I'm sure one of many we are going to see this round. It will go through the tubes, and a nice stack following it up, and a nice shot. So they're able to execute really well off that clear, and they are able to get down court. So that's what they've been trying to do in all of this first round. They're able to execute well in the second round.
Yeah, they stuck together as a unit there. They definitely knew what they were doing on that play. They sent the disc down, and the stack was right there to pick it up, and a nice follow-up with the goal there. We got Duel Game sending it over to Heavy on the right side. Heavy's going to have a lot of time to start things off here. Defense making their way over, but the pass is over to Coda Sleuth. Coda Sleuth now, with 2 defenders on, sends it over to Whirl, who gets punched out. Disc over to Heavy, though, and the defender manages to steal 2. Nice steal by Ghost. Ghost is going to clear it out now, and is going to be picked up by New Pro, who goes for the shot and finds the 3.
So getting that clear down court, getting possession, and finding the shot will be Boopers. And I definitely did take that drink single shot. If you saw, I kind of dropped the camera work for a second. But a nice play from Boopers, and now they're up by 6.
Yeah, 6-0 lead here to start things off in the second round. Boopers coming in strong. We'll see how Combat Boys here are able to respond. A pass missed here, but Koda is able to pick it up. And a lot of time here on offense, sends it down to Whirl. Whirl picks it up, making his way towards the bubble now. We'll see if he decides to take it himself. Again, gets punched out. Oh, pass missed there by Heavy. Heavy gets punched out, unable to make the chase. Some great play here by Boopers, just disabling Combat Boys' offensive approach there.
And that long clear attempt from Whirl will be turned over to Boopers. Boopers finding that clear. And another stack coming through. They need to find possession off that bounce. And the shot coming through, that one's going to be good. So 3 good clears, 3 good long threes from Boopers. And they're looking pretty good right now in the second round.
Yep, another long one from New Pro. He is on fire here in the second round, finding those angles with the bang shot there. And again, Combat Boys still yet to put a point on the board here in the second round. Dual Game now sends the pass over to Heavy, again on the right side. Right out of their playbook, we'll see what he decides to do this time though. Making his way towards the bubble. No defenders on, he had more time. Oh, the pass right behind the goal. Picked up by, I don't know who made that goal. It must have hit off Big Rome's head though. So they don't get credit, but it was a great play, great positioning.
So now possession back to Boopers. Boopers looking to carry this momentum into the second round, win the second round, force a third round. And they've got the 7-point lead right now. They'll dump it left to Big Rome. Big Rome now sending it forward. Cube gonna miss its target. New Pro was the intended recipient. The New Pro looking to receive it. He's gonna get stunned out. And the duck coming through from X-Ghost. So this 1v1 advantage in the bubble, and X-Ghost just whipping it right past that goalie, finding another 3 points.
Yeah, Boopers hitting all these 3-point shots. They're just lasering that disc every single time. And again, 10-point lead now to Boopers. Combat Boys not looking too hot in this round here, but they do have that victory in the first round, so this will go to 3 if they do lose this one.
So Dual Game, not under pressure. He's going to take it all the way up to mid, sending it right to Heavy. Heavy sending it to the floor, but that's going to be intercepted. So good play from Boopers. They're going to clear it and look to find their stack, look to find their boost down court. We got that one lone player, but Combat Boys is hot on their heels, and they're going to get the stun, so Whirl's going to send it back through the tubes. Now up to Combat Boys to find it off the ceiling and find an opportunity, but they're going to overshoot it.
Yeah, great retaliation there by Combat Boys on defense. Finally managing to get another approach here on offense. The pass behind the goal does not work out for them this time, however. Big Rome gets the clear, bouncing around into no man's land. Combat Boys fighting for it, though. Disc in the hands of New Pro, who manages to get the clear out. We're going to have both teams now racing to get this disc here in no man's land yet again, and Seagull's going to get there first. Defense is on, though, and Whirl gets a nice punch there, manages to get the steal as well, and clears the disc down himself.
And then we'll bounce around that Boopers bubble. It will be picked up at post by Heavy. But Heavy taking a little too much time getting stunned out by that incoming stack. And the steal coming through. So Combat Boys now has an opportunity outside the bubble of Boopers. Whirl just trying to juke this player. Sending that pass up to Dual Game. Dual Game trying to find something. Under pressure, he's going to get stunned down. And that's going to be a turnover to Boopers.
Yep. Disc in the hands of Whirl now. Gets punched out by Seagull. Manages to clear it out. Gonna have another race here for the disc, and it's gonna look like New Pro is gonna get there first. Will he take another 3? Yes, he will. Another 3-pointer from Boopers.
So able to recognize that open goal, able to get behind this defense, and a timeout will come through. So we'll kick it to Wazdaaa for some more analysis.
I can't fault them for taking a timeout at this point in the game. You're looking at a pretty dire situation with less than half of the round to go as it stands. You're down 13 points against Boopers, and Boopers, I mean, they've been playing their game pretty well. I mean, we saw some of these plays earlier. They weren't as fruitful. We saw these long drives with the quick chain plays, getting these open nets, and the Boopers were given a lot of open nets to start off this game. I think just New Pro alone right now is sitting at 4 open net 3-pointers, and I mean, that's going to bring you to a 15-2 scoreline. So, I mean, we saw later in the game, Last time there was an open net, Blue got there quick and sent 2 people there immediately. So they know the adaptation and they're ready to make it. So it all just depends on, can they stop these open 3-pointers from happening, and can they start making lots and lots of goals in the meantime? Let's see if they can do it.
So Dual Game to take possession off that Joust advantage. Sending it forward, it's going to be wide of its target. That clear is not going to come through. It's going to be picked up by Coda Sleuth of Combat Boys. Combat Boys sending it forward. Whirl looking for something. Sending it to Bowtie, recognizing Dual Game was there, but Dual Game not able to find that follow-up pass. And that clear coming through, and another transfer in possession back and forth just outside this bubble.
That was a crazy exchange of events there. Heavy almost getting that goal there, but a great save coming through. Oh, a nice shot by Coda, though, after getting a sweet pass from Whirl. And that's going to be finally another 2 points on the board for the Combat Boys. But again, 15-4 difference. It's going to be tough for Combat Boys to come back in this round.
I couldn't agree more. So with Joust advantage now to Boopers. Boopers just has to maintain this momentum. 3 minutes and 20 seconds on the clock. Sending it right. Will be Big Rome to X Ghost. X Ghost now looking ahead at that stack, able to get that pass through, that clear actually, and Dual Game will find it this turnover.
Yep. A little tussle in the tunnels there, picked up by Nupro. Nupro again going for 3. Does not hit the mark this time. Lucky for Combat Boys as the door was left over yet again. Combat Boys managed to get the clear out, however, and a race to the disc ensues. And it's going to be a close one. Heavy gets there first. Punched out by Ghost X and X Ghost. And X Ghost gets the clear off as well.
So it will be picked up by Boopers. Nupro with possession. Going for another long shot. That one's going to be off. Not able to find it at the bubble, but able to find it at the back line will be Boopers. Boopers now sending another shot through. Gonna bounce off shield. And a clear attempt. Gonna find its way past mid towards the trench. Now, it's up to Combat Boys to find it, but it will be picked up by Nupro of Boopers.
Yep, Combat Boys having a hard time putting some pressure here. The chat is saying looks like a 3-round game, and I kind of agree. It looks like this one is going to go into 3 rounds here. 2 minutes left here in the second round. 15-4. Disc in the hands of Nupro. No defense on. He's just kind of stalling for time here in this round. They don't have to make anything happen yet. Defense on. Sends it over to Seagull. Seagull furthers it along here, bouncing around in the tunnel area. Gonna get picked up by Ghost. Coda manages to come up on top with the disc, however, and we'll see if Combat Boys are able to put another point on the board here. Coda going for the shot and makes it. A self-goal again by Big Rome. So Big Rome always getting a piece of it, it seems. But not enough here, as 6 points on the board finally for Combat Boys.
Yeah, and Coda just really driving that one into the bubble and just brute forcing that one in, and Big Rome almost able to respond. Just we've seen these 2 self goals from Big Rome, so you know he has the right timing, and he might just be a little too deep set in goal to make the saves in time.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Whirl now sending it down with the bounce pass. It's gonna clear it out by Seagull, I believe, going almost into the goal, right off the crossbar there. Clear is going to be intercepted, but picked up again by Coda. Oh, another steal. Great defense here on this offensive push by Boopers. Boopers just keeping it in the zone. And finally, Combat Boys managed to get it out.
So we'll sail down towards the bubble of Boopers. He picked up by Combat Boys at the wall. Dual Game now with possession. Dual Game looking for that cross. Not on target. Will bounce off the wall. And that block coming through from Nupro. So Nupro able to disable that player from Combat Boys, but not able to find the clear. So it's still bouncing around in their backcourt. Combat Boys looking to put more points on the board. Carry some momentum into this 3rd round. But with that being said, that's Boopers taking the 2nd round.
Yeah, Boopers playing a really strong round here, especially coming from that 1st round where they were, I think they only had 4 points to a game with 15 points, really coming out strong. Whirl now just gonna let the clock tick away, and we will have a round 3 coming up soon.
And Wazdaaa, tell us about analysis.
Yeah, I mean, after seeing the first round of this game, it was about as close as can be. So I don't think anyone is surprised to see a round number 3 coming through, or I don't think anybody's disappointed. It's been very entertaining to see so far. We saw in that last round, teams just leaving their goals open and allowing for extremely dangerous shots, and well, it worked out for Boopers that game. Later in the round, we did see Combat Boys stepping up their defense, and well, the goals started to slow down, but what didn't happen is those necessary shots. They needed to come in, and they were scoring just twos after twos. So, you know, it was a valiant effort, and they definitely stepped up their game in the latter half of that round, but it wasn't enough. And, you know what? I'm glad about it because we get to see a third round of this game, and I'm here for it.
Yeah, great analysis. I'm here for it too. We'll see if Combat Boys are able to come back in this third round and not leave their door open, but still put that offensive pressure with all their players on. We'll see if they can make it happen. Again, Booper's putting up a really strong fight there in that second round. And yeah, third round about to be underway. Take it, Sput.
So with this neutral joust about to begin, we'll see who will take this series. The first round being won in overtime by Combat Boys, and Booper's able to find some rhythm in the second round and really run away with the score. So it will be a joust, a neutral joust heading back towards the bubble of Combat Boys, picked up by Kodasluth. Kodasluth looking for that clear, he'll barely be able to get it past that tube. So now it's up to Combat Boys to find possession. Whirl now with it at stealing. Looking for a pass, finding it. The dual game making the drive, but gonna be picked up off that rebound. Another shot coming through from Heavy, it's not gonna be on target. And it looks like this clear will come through, but not just barely getting to the tube.
Yep, almost a minute into the round already, and no goal yet. A lot of pushes, though. Dual game with the disc now, making his way towards the bubble, sends it over to Kodasluth. Kodasluth just gonna look for a pass here, kind of floating in no man's land. Pass intercepted by Ghost. And a steal there coming in, but Seagull comes out on top. He will be punched out by Heavy. Heavy almost comes up with the disc, but weird miscommunication there. It looks like two members of Boopers took the disc from each other and the disc went flying out of their hands. And now the disc is inside the bubble of Boopers' zone here, picked up by Ghost. Ghost is going to send it out towards the left side. It does not make it all the way out, however. It's going to be picked up by Ghost again and sent out the rest of the way.
Absolutely, and it will be bouncing towards this bubble. Will be picked up by Combat Boys. We'll have a little bit of technical difficulties, but it will sail back towards the mid. And it will be picked up by Whirl, sending it through the tube.
Yep, just bouncing around in no man's land now. Picked up by Dual Game. Dual Game with defender on. Tries to further it along, but it goes right into the hands of Big Rome, who has an easy, intercepted in the tunnels by Heavy. And it's going down to Whirl now on the floor. Whirl trying to juke out the defender here. Sends the disc up, bounces off of the nest and into the hands of Ghost, who clears it out.
So we'll sail down towards that bubble of Combat Boys, be picked up by X-Ghost. X-Ghost not able to get rid of it in time, but headbutting it right down to his teammate. Not able to pick it up would be his teammate. But that clear from Combat Boys will result in an interception at mid from Big Rome. So Big Rome now looking for an opportunity, sending it forward into the hands of X-Ghost. X-Ghost sending it under goal. And the save coming through from Dual Game. So Dual Game able to perfectly read that and maintaining this zilch tie in the third round.
Yeah, insane reflexes there by Dual Game. Almost making another save there. The disc will find its way past. Nice shot by Nupro, though, assisted by Seagull. So finally, Boopers will get on the board for two, but this round already looking much closer.
Absolutely. So with that, this is a 2-point advantage to Boopers. Combat Boys looking to put some points on the board. They're only down by one possession. They're trying to take this series. And with possession now is Whirl. So Whirl finding that forward pass, getting it on target to Heavy. Heavy now looking at 2 players ahead. Now 3 players ahead after one of his teammates boosted down off that leech. And trying to find that angle. That's a hard pass. It will bounce off the ceiling into the hands of this defense. The new pro now going for that clear, sending it through tube. And these stacks trying to come through to respond on defense, on offense, trying to find possession. And ahead will be Boopers, and looking to grab it will be X-Ghost. So X-Ghost looking at this goal and not able to sink it. It will bounce off the crossbar and out of the bubble.
A really close opportunity there for Boopers. The goal was wide open. Oh, a nice save coming in from Whirl, who clears it out. So no goals coming in from Boopers there, but a great offensive attack there. It's going to be picked up again by Boopers. Uh-oh. Members of Combat Boys not back on defense yet. Going to be triple teaming the person with the disc. Takes him out. Combat Boys going in for combat. And they managed to clear out the disc. So we will have dual game. Oh! A long ball. A long disc, I guess, going all the way from the other side. 62 meters. A lucky goal there from Combat Boys, putting them in the lead here in this third round. What do you have to say about that, Split?
Dual Game's got that long shot presence. I mean, he just found that clear and he got it through the upper trench on the side of the Boopers, and it found its way into the goal. So now that's a 1 point advantage to Combat Boys in this third round.
Yeah, hey, they'll take it for sure. Dual Game with the disc now. Defense on, going for the punch. And Combat Boys losing the disc as it bounces around in their bubble now. Picked up. And no goal, so close there by New Pro, but barely misses the goal. And a free opportunity just escapes them now, trying to set it up again. New Pro with the disc. Sends it all the way across now to Ghost. It is stolen by Dual Game, and Dual Game will send it out.
And not able to find that clear, it will be New Pro now with possession. Sending it forward. Not able to find a pass himself, it will bounce up towards stealing. The scramble for possession, but a stun will come through and a loss of possession, so being picked up at the floor by X-Ghost. X-Ghost sending it to the ceiling to New Pro. New Pro finding the angle, getting it past that keeper. So now a 1 point advantage to Boopers.
Yeah, Boopers taking the lead here now, again, in this third round. So we'll see if Combat Boys can pull off any other insane shots. We'll see how they respond here with the Joust advantage.
So with Joust advantage will be Dual Game to being cute. Sending it, actually finding it, I'm kind of down in these teams, but really able to find that forward pass, getting it to Whirl. Now Whirl not under pressure just yet, looking for that cross. And they're finally getting their offense together. They're working it up court, and Heavy will put it in at 4 meters. So now momentum shifting back towards Combat Boys. They'll have a 1 point advantage.
Yeah, Combat Boys there with a really methodical play, a lot of movement, passing, communication there. So we're seeing a completely different game from them this round than in last round, and even part of the first round where it was just a lot of dump and chase. We're seeing Combat Boys really shine when they're getting those passes off.
And that rollout from Boopers will result in 2 successful passes, but shutting it down at the back line will be Whirl, finding that stun, finding possession. Now Coda Sleuth with it on the floor, waiting for his teammates to get spread out, and a crash out will happen from Boopers, so they'll have to wait until a score happens, but just sending that towards the goal would be Coda Sleuth. It'd be taken by Boopers, and Boopers sending it out, now picking it up is Heavy. They need to capitalize on this, and Dual Game now with possession.
Yeah, they decided to keep on playing here in this round, and Ghost is going to clear it out. Again, a 1 point difference here in this match. It's very unfortunate timing for a crash, but a goal will come through from Boopers as Ghost manages to hit the 3-point shot right outside the bubble.
That's now a 2 point advantage to Boopers, and a timeout will happen. Maybe there's a little bit of miscommunication. I don't know. Combat Boys should have just played till they scored, and they should have taken advantage of that. But they turn it over, and they'll give up that possession to Boopers to score it for 3.
Yeah, definitely unfortunate turn of events there for Combat Boys, being up a player but still giving up a goal. Again, it's still anyone's game, just a 2 point difference. See what happens. And again, timeout coming through.
Yeah, so we'll
send it over to our analysis. What do you think of this third round here? Very different game we're seeing.
It seems like a hybrid of the first 2 rounds, to be honest. I mean, the first round, we saw it was neck to neck, 2-2, 4-4, just back and forth. And, well, I mean, the second round, it was not as close. You could consider it a stomp. And this, I mean, it's a high-scoring game. It's high-octane, but the teams are keeping it close. Regardless of man count, it has been tight. The teams have been stepping up their aggression, especially Boopers. We've seen on their defensive halves, you see them just going after every ball, no waiting around. You see 5 players stacked in pit, and that's what I love to see. Let's get back into the action.
So dual game with possession, sending it right off this Joust advantage. Heavy now with it taking his time. They're now down by 2. They've had that 1 point advantage, but they would turn it over and allow that team down by Boopers down by 1 player to find a 3-point. So really, they just have to capitalize on this right now. In less than 2 minutes, they have to do something.
Yeah, Heavy taking all the time in the world there in the tunnel, looking for the pass, but the pass does not make its way there. Picked up by New Pro and cleared out. Both teams will be making their way over to the disc now. Gonna be picked up by Boopers first. Whoosh. Sorry. Ghost manages to get the ball. The disc, but Seagull pick up. Wow, crazy turn of events there. Ghost will miss the open goal, picked up by Seagull, and finished off for 2. So that's going to be a 4-point difference now to Boopers.
Absolutely, and it is a disc. It's not a ball. Get it right.
Yeah,
so
I messed up there.
it will be dual game sending it forward, and it will bounce into the hands of this defense. Though they're going to go for a clear. It's going to bounce back into the hands of dual game. So dual game looking to start his offense out of the bubble.
Yeah, disc bouncing into the hands of Heavy now. Heavy, with the defender right on him, gets punched out. Disc is going to go into the hands of Duel, who sends it around. Good defensive pressure there by X-Ghost, forcing him to clear it out. Manages to make his way all the way down into the zone of Boopers, though. No one on it just yet. Picked up by Whirl, with no defense on, so a lot of time to make things happen here. Defense coming up from behind now. Whirl is well aware and is juking out the defender. Goes to take it himself and finds the bank shot for 2. Some great play there, just getting around the defender, finding the lane, and taking a tricky shot there to finish things off.
So with 20 seconds and counting, 15 seconds, they have to pressure this Joust advantage with everything. They have to make a stop, and they have to put points on the board if they want to force this into overtime. So they're trying to do that. They try to challenge it. Oh, you can see all the Combat Boys flying past, so they recognize what they had to do. They weren't able to do it, and that will be the third round, to Boopers for the win.
Yeah, so close at the end there. Combat Boys putting on so much pressure, couldn't finish things off with 15 seconds left. But Boopers coming in strong all 3 rounds, just showing how they are as a team and their communication, their coordination, their speed. So great play from both teams, but congratulations to Boopers on taking this 1 in 3.
So with that being said, the end of this round, we're gonna kick it right back to Wazdaaa. We've been hearing a lot from Wazdaaa, but tell us some of these stats, Wazdaaa.
Yeah, looking at these statistics from that game, there were some very obvious star players coming through for both Boopers and Combat Boys. On Boopers, who did end up winning, New Pro did absolutely fantastic, accumulating a total of 15 points in 3 series. And I just want to point out, Combat Boys, you may not have won the game, but at least you stuck to your namesake. You had 3 players with over 30 stuns. You got people with 23 stuns and 18. You may not have won the game. You kept it close and competitive, but at least you kept it to your name. I enjoyed that very much. Thank you guys for putting on that show. It was great.
Yeah, that was really fun to watch, and it was a close game. I wasn't expecting it to go to 3, but I'm glad it did. What do you think, Split?
I think it was a good game, and with that being said, that's Boopers taking it in 3 rounds over Combat Boys. It was a very even matchup, and it's unfortunate that maybe had they not had some bit of confusion during that crash out, it would have been a very much different finish. But yeah, so that is the end of this match. Sir Dimwee will be casting some matches later tonight. I'm SputnikKobra. My co-caster has been SuperDope. And on analysis has been Wazdaaa. So we thank you all. Have a great night. And we'll see you later.
Thanks, chat.
Season 3 of VRML Echo Arena is brought to you by HyperX, Rebuff Reality, Asterion Products, ProTube VR, VR Cover, Fixed Gaming, and VRware.net.